just wanted to do an update on Nuke'd CoPilot with Vision. On Friday, I updated the knowledge base for it to include ComfyUI. This isn't really a video about ComfyUI, other than it's a repository for a front-end interface written in Streamlit to be able to interact and work with diffusion models. People have created amazing things with ComfyUI that I always see come up in LinkedIn. Saying that, I was thinking, it'd be really cool if we had a diffusion model inside of Nuke. Now the question is, what is a diffusion model? Well, just like I said, we're not going to get too much into ComfyUI, but basically it allows you to load a model, give it some prompts of what you're looking for, beautiful scenery with a glass bottle landscape, purple, and then from there you create a latent space, which is sort of your image size, and your K-sampler is the magic that applies a lot of settings to it. Like I said, we're not going to get too deep into it. But so this is the front end to Comfy. The back end is a server. So this is just sitting on another box in the server room, but it could be sitting locally on this box. And we can queue a prompt. It'll go through. We can see it engages the back end, and here's a new image. And we can keep doing that to our heart's content. We can change the image size if we wanted to. I think you get the idea. As well as we can create, on another side note, we can create multiples or batches of image as well. And so it's super powerful for creating all types of imagery. Now I will say the model that we're running here is just the 1.5 stable diffusion, so it's not going to blow your socks off, but this is more of a proof of concept. So really cool that you have this ability to just generate diffusion models or imagery from these diffusion models. So I ended up over the weekend using CoPilot, Nuke CoPilot, to write an interface between Comfy's REST API and Nuke so they could communicate. So I guess without any further ado, let's see how it works. So first off, we'll get a script editor, a little version of a script. Let's get rid of that. Now going through it, I did, it was interesting, the process. It looks like a ton of code going in and out, but a lot of this is just copying and pasting. And a lot of one thing that was super handy was because it has vision, you can just do screen grabs and like circle areas that are like, this is a problem, or this doesn't work, or I think it's not working because of this reason. So basically it's like having a software engineer really do a lot of the heavy lifting. Then that gets thrown into VS Code just to get organized and dealt with. And it's not that many lines of code, it's about 118. But the big question is, what does this thing do? So why don't we just select it all and copy it, and let's jump into Nuke at this point. So we're just going to paste it in here. At the top here, we have our standard menu. As soon as the script is ran, you'll notice that there's a new ComfyUI panel that's up here. So this is my weekend's work, but let's go to the first one here. So there's a link if you want to use the Nuke'd CoPilot with Vision. But anyways, this is a very simplified down version of basically what we have in the Comfy setup as far as an input, or a positive prompt, I guess I should say. So let's type something in here. photographic. Oh, this ought to be real entertaining to watch. Photographic. Oh, that's just terrible. Why am I even calling it that? Beautiful tropical sunset. All right. Thank goodness it understands what I'm probably trying to say. We're just going to leave our batch. This is how many images would come out at one time. And, you know, we're just going to call this tropical as a folder. And we're just going to leave it the same name. We're going to hit go. And here we can see it's spooled up the back-end server and it's processing it. Then we get an OK that it's been sent. And here's our tropical picture, straight from Stable Diffusion. So it's really kind of a proof of concept. Like I said, this will get expanded out to every parameter. Probably all the K-sampler parameters will go in there. And a number of the other parameters that would be inside the workflow for this. So ideally, we're just going to keep using Nuke'd CoPilot with Vision, and we're just going to keep filling this out. So let's do something else here. Let's do 1024 is our width, and F1 race cars from the 1980s. And we'll put it into race car. And here we go. Spools up on another machine. Oh, that box just went to sleep. There we go. So prompt successfully queued. It loads it back into the interface, and there's our 1980s AI nightmare race cars. Once again, this is a pretty middle-of-the-road model, and not many of the parameters are brought forward within Nuke. But, like I said, for a concept, I think it doesn't work too bad. So let's try one last thing. Let's try rainbow colored cats. And let's just set this to a batch of 4. And we're just going to call it cats. All right, so if we go into, won't be in race car, my logic and triggering isn't, yeah, it's still waiting for it. Maybe we'll just throw it in a different folder then. All right, let's go again. Rainbow colored cats. Oh my gosh. And we'll do 10 of them, but we will put them in a folder. Rainbow. All right. It will come up and not auto bring it in. I have to change some of the logic on it. Like I said, it's just a working proof of concept. All right, so do all right. Finally, rainbow cats. All right, and there's our rainbow cats. I gotta fix that logic. Anyways, it should bring up the folder that it comes up in. It will for single frames. For multi-frames, it gets a little confused, but you just actually pull it in from whatever path it is. Anyways, that's kind of that. Now, there is another fun one that I built called Face Swap, which will take a sequence of frames and put a face on it. All you have to do is hit OK, but I think we'll save that for next time. Anyways, I'll post a link to the Python file with this video, and yeah, get in there, start changing some code and making it your own. Definitely using Nuke'd CoPilot with Vision can definitely make things happen. Anyways, later.